Hello, everybody. This is Growth Marketing Stories turning into what's new with advertising. So, for people who don't know, for a couple of years, I have stopped doing the podcast. I did not find that much inspiration. And I realized the reason why I did not find inspiration was like I had nothing to talk about. And I wanted to say something very genuinely unique that is very unique to my experience. And today, I have changed the format. I have a partner, Marco Lange.
Yep. Hi.
Perfect. Yeah. Marco is here and we're just gonna shoot our shit with advertising. We are advertising nerds and geeks and we just love talking about advertising, doing advertising whole day. I even sleep with advertising. So what do I know? My wife must be thinking I'm cheating with the ads. But the main thing is that we are trying to figure out ads and learn from each other, and this is the best platform for us. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to talk about two things. One thing is what's new with advertising. So like what's going on, the what we found out in advertising, the whole space changes too much, too fast. And we want to keep up ourselves updated because Twitter is noisy, LinkedIn is noisy. Actually, Twitter doesn't even show ads content because it's too much politics these days. TikTok is noisy. It's like, so this is just for you to within 20 minutes we talk about what's new with advertising and what's working with us. So you can immediately go implement. And if you want to find examples, you will can go to YouTube and can actually look at the examples or look in the show notes. So that's all from my side. Let's get into the format, Marco. But before getting to format, I realize we haven't talked about what are we doing these days. Marco, would you like to introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about you and your agency.
Yes, sure. So I run an agency called Shepherd. We're a performance marketing agency. We've been around for 10 years now. We primarily help 7 and 8 figure e-commerce brands scale on meta ads. We are a 98% meta shop. And on the side of that, I run Creative Factory, which is for other agencies that are looking to scale their creative needs. So we have hired, vetted, and trained e-commerce graphics designers and video editors that know how to cut videos for your actual ads and not like an organic style of video. We often find that a lot of video editors and graphics designers know how to make good like organic style ads, but not performance based ads. So about 24 months ago, we realized that there's a need in the market, created Creative Factory, and now we work with, some of the agencies that run Mad Rabbit or Masa Chips or, Sip Tequila Club and a bunch of different other agencies. That's what's keeping me busy. What are you up to at the moment, Aazar?
Well, first of all, it's a good pitch. You are selling to advertisers as well as selling to the founders. That's the perfect mix. I actually have switched from growth marketing to like since last 3 years, who's listening to this podcast, I've moved towards more advertising and more meta ads. We do Google ads for some of the clients, but like I only do ads for education, health, and tech companies because that's what my background is all about. I've been serving these companies previously. And so just double down onto that. Interesting for the listeners, you come from the more e-commerce background. I come from a non-e-commerce background, although I have some other D2C clients as well. So it would be good POV for people to see from tangible product to non-tangible product ideas and if they both coincide together as well. So that's about it. And I just want to do podcasts because like I want to get to know you better. I want to share my insights. Like I have so much in my brain. I'm going to dump it somewhere. I don't want to do it with AI. So this is the place to do it. So Marco, let me start telling you about this amazing thing that's new in advertising.
I'm listening. Tell
It
me.
blew my mind and I'm like, I'm out of my job. Like I think I literally am out of my job. It's called icon.me. The thread of this founder and the people who talked about this founder also went viral. It went viral on TikTok as well. It went viral everywhere. I'm like, this is like having a TikTok shop without having a TikTok shop for a software company. And I realized this company is blowing up. I actually gave one of my predictions
Yep.
on my newsletter that there will be an end-to-end advertising tool. And apparently within second month of the New Year's, we already had like achieved that prediction. I just tried the tool. I'm still stuck on onboarding, but damn, the examples are amazing. I even reached out to the UGC creators I work with. They made an amazing deal with everybody, paid everybody flat fee to record as much as possible and then used it as an AI. It's a better version of Arcade, Foreplay, Motion, ChatGPT, Recharm. So it's like end-to-end ad tool. You just need one tool to do everything right. And what I love about this tool is that you can produce as much as volume as possible. It's called icon.me. And I just tried the tool. It just blew my mind. You can easily make. I'll share a couple of examples in the
Yeah,
podcast lately,
please.
and look into it. But the response is amazing. I also looked at what other people are talking about, and there's one key insight that I found out that is still missing. I think the if it can connect with your ads manager as motion and creates the iteration itself, that would be just magic. What do you think?
That's crazy. Okay. We actually use Arc Ads a lot, and looking at icon.me is quite impressive as to how much more it can do and how, like you said, end to end, almost AI based sort of performance marketing is crazy. I'm really curious to try this as well. How far along are you in trying it?
I am just in early phase. They have some ugly bug on onboarding. I cannot create my own ad GPT, so I'm just waiting on creating that. But I saw examples by them.
The examples look crazy.
The hook was amazing in their main video. The only thing is still the lip syncing thing. How do you get around with the lip syncing, Marco?
Usually we make it, we sort of cut to a green screen effect then, and then we make the actual AI model smaller. If we keep them full screen, it's a lot easier to tell that the model's lips don't match with the voice. But if we, for example, take myself, make myself 40% smaller, and then put myself into a corner or like put me in a weird angle, the viewer can't actually tell the difference between the voiceover and the lips because it's so small that it's hard to tell. So when we scale it down, it makes a big impact on the ads. And actually, one of the examples that I'm going to show you later does exactly this. It uses one of the AI ARC ad creators, and you'll notice, because I'm telling you, that the lips don't match the video exactly. But so what we did was we made the individual smaller, put them in the bottom right hand corner, and now we haven't had a single comment of people telling us that this is AI generated or anything like that. So there are little tricks that you can get around with it. And another fun one that we like to do is we like to showcase the creator in the video for about 1 or 2 seconds and then cut to a B-roll. But keep the same voiceover going and then keep switching between the A roll, i.e. the creator talking, and then going back to the B-roll. It feels more natural, much more like an interview style that you might find on the news. And most people don't catch the lip sync within 1 to 2 seconds. It usually takes 3 to 4 seconds. Those are like little things that we do to try and get around it.
Got it. I actually have found another thing is basically when you bring the AI model far away from the main screen. So like if I'm
Yes.
talking here and if I'm talking behind, it's very hard to find my lip sync if it's working or not. And that was amazing. Like it's just like I saw a video. I told my wife, I'm like, it's very hard to figure out. Like I think people will stop creating content themselves. I don't know why we are doing it. I think we should also move to that. But I think we want to be authentic, and that's gonna win at the end. And I feel like, yeah, this is just crazy. Do you want to share that example quickly with me? Key factor.
Yes.
This guy I have not seen on my ad feeds timeline.
True.
So you can't figure it out if the guy is real or not. But if you keep using the same guy like other
True.
guys, then
Very, very important. There was the video that went viral, right, of the girl, the lady that everybody now knows, especially all the marketers. So if you use her, I feel like more and more people will catch on to the fact that the creator is not real, but he is unused. We picked him because we needed a good looking. We said this is a product that sells leggings for men. Okay, just to clarify. And it's a hard enough product to sell because it's quite pricey. But one thing that makes this product unique is we have a ridiculous returning customer rate. The average person owns 13 pairs of leggings, and these things are like $100 each, right? So it's a huge LTV on these clients. And so we wanted to showcase that in our ads. What we did was we took a Shopify screenshot of our returning customer rate, and in front of it put this individual talking about our customer returning rate. So here you can see we like made him a little bit smaller. In the 4x5 version, you can tell a little bit more because I've told you. But we also purposely leave things like you see in the bottom left-hand corner with his hand, and you'll see this in the show notes if you pull it up. We leave the green screen effect to not be perfect. That makes it feel more authentic, like someone did this on CapCut or on the TikTok app on their phone, and not actually in a video editing program such as Adobe or whatever it might be. And so you can also see that we have him looking down every now and then we have him looking up, just to make it, again, feel more authentic, as if someone is looking at notes maybe or whatever it might be. And so this ad, though looks really, really basic and looks really, really simple, is actually doing a 0.69 cost per click right now, 2.84 CTR, which is one of our higher ones for these two vanity metrics. And it's doing our lowest CPA as well as our highest ROAS currently on the account. Can't tell you the exact number, but I can tell you that it is above 2. So this is a really strongly performing ad currently.
it's not on retargeting, right?
Not retargeting, purely prospecting.
Nice.
100% prospected. Yeah. So we utilize this. You can see it's not perfect, but ugly ads like you tweeted today work. And so this is an example that I wanted to highlight because this format showcasing a real screenshot from our returning customer rate within Shopify, most non-e-commerce people won't know what this looks like, but interestingly enough, where you see a graph that you might pause for a second, and then with the hook with the green screen, you think you might learn something, so it seems educational. And then we also explain what the person is looking at. So our text actually says what you're looking at is a returning customer rate, so that people understand what it is that, we're talking about here. And then we break it down what that means. So like for 2024, the percentage of people that bought once, when they came back and things like that.
So you're just saying that in that ad that like so many people love us, so you should also buy it basically.
Yes, basically. Exactly right. We have iterations that we're making off of this ad to make it a little bit more interesting. The hook rate is sitting at 0.45 and the hold rate is at 0.38, I believe. So there's definitely room for improvement here. We want to make a couple of tweaks, especially within the body of the video, to see if we can get more people to click and more people to come through and watch. But this is a prime example of using ARC ads, an ad that's absolutely crushing for us. It's using previously tested, and I think we've all sort of tried to showcase, building trust with the customer. A lot of people will do like customer testimonials, customer reviews, etc. This is a bit of a spin on that to try and stay fresh and new and try something that I don't think others have tried yet.
Yeah, this is very creative, I have to say. This is the reason why this podcast happens. I can get all your secrets and other people as
Yes,
well.
I can steal yours.
Okay, so you think you will like? I feel like Icon is just like a sexier version of arcades, but much more detailed, much more in depth.
It looks cool because I want to try it because it combines like ChatGPT, CapCut, Adobe Premiere, Recharm, Foreplay, AdSpy, like Air, Billow, Motion, everything into one super simple solution. Like you said, end to end. So this is a really, really cool find, and I'm going to be signing up right after we end this call today.
Perfect. So I think I just added a little bit value for you here.
100%.
I have this new client. It's actually my client. It's called Poppy AI. And I actually, if I have not told you this, but I suck at creating scripts. And the reason why I suck at creating script is because I don't try to follow a format. So I tried this tool. This is a new tool that I've tried. It's called Poppy AI. It's like light version of icon.me. But what I love about this tool is that I can put any video in there, tell the chat that use all these videos, use all these frameworks, and come up with a video sales letter. And the video sales letter is like amazing. It's like better than me. Now I can tweak a little bit here and there if I want, but I get like 90-95% there. A lot of people who are going viral on the internet, on organic social, are using this tool. And the best version is it has all the tools. It has ChatGPT, it has Claude, it has 3.0, 4.0. So it has every tool in it. Poppy AI, especially people who are like a little bit more creative with attention issues or divergent background, but like there's so much going on in the brain, you want to connect it together to make a really good script, because at the end of the day, AI is just AI. But what it does is like what you bring to the AI that gives you the output. And that was amazing. That was just something that I found out as a experience for me that I never did. And that's really new. I think people should go try Poppy AI. This will be a game changer. That's my POV. The next part, let me show you Poppy AI quickly so you can
Yeah, tell me a
understand
little
how
bit
what
more.
I did it so.
This looks really, really interesting. I mean, the case study they have on their website is this creator, Jason, 712,000 views in 30 days, all written by Poppy. I mean, that's pretty freaking impressive.
The first thing I created was actually a VSL. So I told it like, hey, here are two videos that talks about Facebook ads. So I said, okay, here are all the super fast, like this is like what the content looks like. This is an example ad. This is what I want to talk. I talked about it. This is like closer framework. And it gave me the output here. And so now I can talk about like, I wanted to create a script for closer framework with content beta as like one of the course one. And he brought down into a specific framework. And then here are the frameworks look like. And now he can explain this closer framework to his clients. So this was just a simple idea. I'll share the screenshot later on. The first thing I did was that specific script, but like just connecting different things together. And yeah, here. So here's another one. So I said, this is my winning script. I just told like feeling like a failure mom. I added the website. I told this is a winning script. This is how it looks like. And then it gave me a winning script.
Wow.
And it tells me like, so for example, why is my baby always bored? I've tried everything. And here's the opening hook. Then say, I notice you're struggling. Have you heard of Kinedu? So usually my creators say, girl, you need Kinedu. But I feel like, have you heard of Kinedu is more empathetic.
Yeah.
And it has this voice in it. Mom looking another baby app. So like obviously moms are downloading 3 to 4 apps and then say, and then it talks about like why is it better? And then it has so many activities. It just gave me a really good script as a V2 of iterations. I kept working with it, but it's just amazing. So it's not, I would still not say it's perfect, but it's like it's closer to perfect.
So you gave it the
Um,
framework that you want to use, or it picked the framework?
I picked the framework. That's the most important thing.
Okay. Interesting.
So do you want to go and talk about what's working with you in ads?
Yes. There's two things that I want to highlight that are working very well for us at the moment. This one is less original, but I wanted to highlight the same client that we were talking about before that sells leggings and show a comparison ad that worked really, really well for us in December, January, and is slowly starting to trickle out here in February, but is doing really, really well. We basically do a direct comparison to our nearest competitor. And for clarity here, our price point is $91. Lululemon's price point is $120 for certain pairs of their leggings for men. And so we make a direct comparison. We highlight on the left-hand side our product with the best-selling print. So one thing that really works for us that does well is showcasing prints, and that's what makes us unique. So we showcase the prints on the left-hand side, and then we compare it to Lululemon's super plain, super boring, just black on black pair of legging. We then blur the logo, and I think this is a super important thing because we tested this exact setup without the blur and it performed significantly worse. So everybody can still read Lululemon. Everybody can still sort of tell the Lululemon logo, but by making it a little bit more enticing, just by adding a little bit of a challenge, we've noticed that we get more people to actually click on the ad and look at it and like don't just scroll past it. And we can see that in some of the data that we're looking at. We then make a comparison between the two products. So our product has a crotch cup so that you don't see your junk. We are specifically designed for men. So men tend to have slightly thicker thighs, for example, but then slightly tighter calves. And so we match that and we add that into the actual description of the product. It's a super big selling point for us. We then have zipper pockets, phone pockets, and things like that. Like the number one comment that we get is like, does it have pocket for my phone? So we say, yes, it has a zipper pocket. So we're doing some objection handling there. And then because we're cheaper, and yes, I know this is a $91 product, which for a pair of leggings is expensive because you can get these at Target and Walmart for like $16, right? It's crazy to pay $91 for these or 120 something for Lululemon. We then do, because we've anchored the price at 126, we can then come back and say, okay, we're not paying for the name. This is actually cheaper. So you're saving $30. Now, because we've anchored them at 126, we can get away with it. We do get people still commenting being like, huh, you're funny, not paying for a name, $91, are you crazy? But this ad has been working really, really well for us. And I know it's not something that is crazy new, but making slight tweaks to it. So the way that we highlight the differences with the checkboxes, using the same across both, the way that we blur the logo, I think little tweaks to ads that might be already on your ad account or ads that you've tested can have a really big impact on your results. So this has been running for us for a few weeks and continues to do well. Like I said, Feb is starting to trickle out a little bit, but I don't know if that's just Meta being weird because Meta had a couple of rough days or if that's the ad starting to die out. I love this ad. We're duplicating it for a couple of other clients with the blur because I think the blur here is what unlocked potential or what unlocked results for this creative.
Great. So the key thing is keep it simple, noticeable differences, handle objections, and obviously like blur the logo. One question for you. Don't you think like adding a logo might give you a class action suit or
Oh, yeah,
something?
probably. I'm not worried about that. We have gotten a few cease and desists from other brands before. Like the worst that happens is they send us, please take down this ad, and we'll take it down immediately. For brands where we're making a direct comparison, we have never gotten in trouble. And we've generally gotten away with it so long as we're tasteful about it. We're not being outright or making outlandish claims against Lululemon. We're speaking more to our product and how our product is better. I'm not a lawyer, but from when speaking to a lawyer, we've been told like as long as we're not crapping on the other person's product or making outlandish claims about their product and speaking more to how ours is better, we can generally get away with it.
Got it. Got it. So mine is very simple. What's working for me is Venn diagram ads. Probably you've already seen the Venn diagram ad. It's just like you have to find two benefits. I tried like 10 benefits are beside each other and I found one that works.
Yeah.
Usually the Venn diagram ads are like not working in general. They are like not for every client it's working. But the reason why it's working for me is because I found the two benefits that my audience really cares about. So this is a very simple ad. The key thing of the entire advertising podcast is to make simpler ads, minute changes, like be more thoughtful, handle objection upfront. So this ad does that really well for one of my clients. It's an inspiration. It's not a real ad that I'm showing, and it just works. So if you are going after making your ad next week, 2 ads here, static ads, and 1 video ad by Marco. These are great inspiration for you. You should definitely go check it out. And that's all from us. We will be next week talking about what's new and what's working for us. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye.